Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It is Christian here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. So today I thought that I would bring you guys my first ever anti-haul. Anti-hauls were started by Kimberly Clark, and basically it would be a fun thing to do to tell you guys all of the things that I'm not gonna buy. Whether it's because I think it's overhyped, whether it's because I just have zero interest in it, or if it's because maybe it is something that I actually do want, but I have to kind of like talk myself out of purchasing because I don't need anything else in my makeup collection. So I definitely thought that this would be a fun video to film for you guys. If you are interested in seeing all of the things that I will not be buying, then you are definitely in the right place and you're going to want to go ahead and keep on watching. But before we get into that video, if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Christian. If you don't mind, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Subscribing to my channel just ensures that you do not miss any future upcoming videos. And if you are not new to my channel, welcome back, you guys. And if you guys want to see all of the stuff that I will not be buying, then you are definitely in the right place. Okay guys, so the first thing that I will not be buying, nope, not gonna do it, not happening, won't be purchasing. These items have been out for a little bit already. I will not be purchasing anything from the Tarte Unicorn collection with the exception of the brushes. The brushes got me. I couldn't resist. But nothing else in the collection I will be purchasing. I will not be buying the highlighter. I will not be buying the eyeshadow palette, the liquid liners, the liquid lipsticks, none of it. Now, to be fair, this is one of the items that I had to talk myself out of purchasing because I truly did want to purchase that eyeshadow palette, but I had to tell myself, no, I don't need it. The main reason that I wanted to purchase it because when I looked at that eyeshadow palette, I was kind of like, this is like nothing I have. I don't have any colors like this. I don't have any vibrant high shine, you know, blues and greens and other colors in my collection. So this will definitely be an added piece, whereas so often I tend to buy the same eyeshadow palette literally over and over and over again. So I definitely thought that this would be something new, but it's like I know that I would never use it. I would reach for it once or twice just for the excitement of saying, you know, that I have something new and I'm excited about it, and then I would put it in a drawer and I would never use it again. I like Tarte eyeshadows, or at least from the palettes that I have used and played with, I think that their eyeshadows are really nice, and every time I see swatches, I'm kind of like, oh, it's so amazing. But I'm not going to use it. Like when I purchased the Rainforest of the Sea, I bought a bunch of stuff from that collection when it first launched. I bought so many different things from that collection, and I used that palette maybe 5 or 6 times when I first got it, and I have never reached for it since. So I'm having to start to take my time and really think about things before I invest my money in them. The highlighter I never really had any interest in. As of right now, I'm just not going to do it. I don't need it. I'm not going to use it, even though I really kind of want it. I'm not buying anything else other than those gosh darn brushes from the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself unicorny happy-go-lucky. I'm not doing it. Okay, so Too Faced. Me and Too Faced need to have like a serious heart-to-heart right now, okay? Like fully, what are you doing? Why are we making palettes named after your dog? I need to understand. I don't understand why it's happening. Why is it a thing? And it needs to just know. I just feel like Too Faced gets us with packaging. I feel like Too Faced gets us because influencers hype their products up so much and it makes us feel like we need them, we have to have them, and that they're so different and they're so unique. No. Don't get me wrong, the Too Faced chocolate bar, the original chocolate bar, is one of my favorite palettes of all time. I love that. I hit pan on so many different one of those shades. The only reason I don't use it anymore is because I literally, of all of my favorite shades of that particular palette, like, are gone. They don't exist anymore because I used it to the bone. But I just don't see the point of a palette about your dog. Like, why? Because you want to, like, why? And I know that this particular palette is a long ways off, but I just feel like every Too Faced palette is exactly the same. I feel like Too Faced needs to take a step back and just like come out with something original, come out with something unique. I understand that you don't want to like step away from what makes your brand, but at the same time, nobody wants to see the same thing over and over and over and over. I mean, I don't know. I just think like, no, I don't need it. I'm not going to buy it. You don't need it. Don't buy it, because I promise you, if you have more than 2 Too Faced eyeshadow palettes, you already own that palette. You already have it. You already own it. It's already in your collection. It just has a cute little dog on it named Clover. So no, I don't need it. I'm not going to buy it. I don't want it. I have zero interest in it. It's not happening. We're not doing it. No. Nope. Okay, so the Violet Voss Rose Gold Highlighter Palette. I'm not buying it. There are 2 distinct reasons why I will not be buying that particular highlighter palette. Even though I fall victim to so many different highlighter palettes, I have more highlighter palettes than I will like ever ever need. But reason number one is I have too many highlighter palettes and I don't need another one. Reason number two is I don't think that the tones in that particular highlighter palette would work for me. It's very rosy toned highlighters. And just like the Becca Chrissy Teichen palette that I recently did a review on that I'll link down below for you guys, they're just, because they're a little bit more rosy and a little bit more peachy, they are too dark for the tops of my cheekbones. Now, do I think that they would be absolutely beautiful for somebody with a little bit more medium tan or deeper skin? Yes, but for somebody of my skin tone, I might be able to get away with using 1 or 2 of those highlighters, maybe 3 if I'm lucky. And I know what a lot of people's arguments are going to be is, well, then you could use them as eyeshadows, or I can use eyeshadows as eyeshadows. You know what I mean? So, no diss to Violet Voss. I haven't really tried a whole lot from their line. I did purchase the Laura Lee eyeshadow palette. That's the only eyeshadow palette that I do have from Violet Voss. While I think it's good, I don't think it's anything extraordinary or anything great. So, I don't think I need to spend my $45 on their highlighters. So, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to buy it. I don't want to buy it. I don't need it. And I just feel like when I have so many of the Anastasia glow kits, I feel like those glow kits are just more universally flattering, except for the original glow kit or the mega glow kit or whatever that holiday glow kit was. I'm not letting that go, Anastasia. You were wrong for that. You were wrong for that glow kit. But I don't need it and I'm not going to buy it. So I just think that it's not practical for my skin tone. I think that even though I am the first person to buy a highlighter palette, unless you're like a makeup artist, they're not really, honestly, they're not that practical. They really, really aren't. I don't know. I don't need it and I'm not gonna buy it. The Aurora palette. Now, I have been lusting over the Moonchild palette since it came out. I want that Moonchild palette so bad. And if it was sold at Sephora, I probably would have already purchased it. But because it is something that I have to buy directly off of Anastasia's website, it makes it a little easier for me not to pick up. But this Aurora palette, no, I don't need it. I'm not going to buy it. Heard that they look darker in the pan than they actually swatch out or apply to the cheeks. I just feel like those colors are just unrealistic. Yes, they're fun. Yes, they're different. Of course you could do if you want to wear a purple highlighter every day to work, I say more power to you. I say go for it. I say gleam, glow, be the goddess that you are. Like, definitely, but I just feel like it's just not practical. Not only that, I feel like the Moonchild palette was original. I think it was something new. I think it was something innovative, something fun, something different. I feel like brands are so big on just saying, okay, well, this was a success, so let's try to ride that gravy train as much as we can. So let's take the Moonchild palette, make the colors a little bit deeper, and call it the Aurora palette. I see what you're doing and I'm not giving into it. I don't want it. I don't need it. You don't need it either. But like, if you buy it, can you like tell me if it's like really good? Because I would like to know. Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighters, like, they are truly like, they're bomb. They are so bomb. So, but I just think that, no, you don't need it. And especially if you already have the Moonchild palette, you don't need it. Save yourself the 40, 45 bucks and just move on. Just do not add to cart. Don't do it. I'm gonna come for Lorac for a second, if you don't mind. I love Lorac. I love Lorac's highlighters, eyeshadows. I think that they're just beautiful. I think they're amazing. But this Pirates of the Caribbean collection, or Caribbean, however you want to say it, I just think, like, come on. Like, unless you are like an avid fan of the movies, or if you're just a huge makeup collector, just no. The palette, I look at it, I remember me and my mom went to Ulta and mom was like, oh my gosh, you should get some of that to review for your channel. And I just kind of looked at her and I was like, no, because I'm not gonna use it. I know I'm not gonna use it. And when I first started my YouTube channel, I fell victim to that a lot, where I was just kind of like, ooh, this is interesting, this is new, this is fun, I have to buy it, I have to review it. And I wasted so much money doing that. I don't have any interest in it. Why the heck am I buying it? And I just feel like that palette to me doesn't make sense. The colors, like the layout of the palette, I just feel like it's kind of all over the place. It's so big, it's so bulky. I've never seen not one of those movies. Not one. I've never seen, and I know that they're on number 57 by now. It's time for Johnny Depp to just retire, call it a day. Jack Sparrow, like, just sit down. Just sit down. And not only that, like, I could get it if you were doing like a big collection for like the first movie, like the first big launch of the movie collaboration, but we're past it. We've moved on. And it just doesn't, same thing with the lipsticks. I think Lorac has really nice lipsticks. I think Lorac has really nice lip glosses, but I just feel like we just keep, again, seeing the same stuff over and over and over again. And people are calling it unique, but no, all you did was get a big old bulky packaging, write Pirates of the Caribbean, Deaf Men Tell No Tales, whatever it is, and you're selling it for $50-something and expecting me, little old me, who works really hard for her money, to go out and buy that. No, I don't need it. I'm not gonna buy it. This is like, I feel like this is a really harsh video. Same thing with the highlighter palettes. Lorac makes some of my favorite highlighters. Blushes are really nice as well. But I don't need another highlighter palette. I mean, eventually there's going to be one that I'm going to give in and I'm just going to buy. But that's not it. That's not the one. It's not going to be a Pirates of the Caribbean palette. So I don't need it. I'm not going to buy it. I have zero interest in it. I just think it's just a little too gimmicky for my taste and just not going to do it. Okay. So if you have been around on my channel for such a long, like a really long time, you know my love for testing foundations, trying foundations. I have a whole series called Foundation Friday where I test out a new foundation every single week. Well, my older sister was calling me, texting me, telling me, oh my gosh, MAC has a new foundation and it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be a filter. It's a Snapchat filter, like for real life every day. You have to get it. I have to get it. You have to buy it for me. Oh my God, buy it for me and you. And I had no interest in that foundation, zero. And I was like, I don't want to look like I'm wearing next to nothing. I want to look like I'm wearing a lot of something. You know what I mean? Like, I just know I don't want it. And then she kept sending me reviews on how everybody was talking about how it was so great and it was so fantastic. And then I kind of started to get suckered in, because that's what happens. You hear really good reviews. You hear really positive, you know, positive things about different items. And then you kind of think like you have to have it, but you don't. You don't have to have it. But I almost became victim. I went with my sister. We went to the MAC store. My older sister, she came in town and she went to go test out the foundation at the MAC counter, and the girl was putting it on her and I practically had to like dig out the magnifying glass, get super close and kind of figure out like, well, where did it go? And I understand that the point of the MAC foundation, it's called next to nothing, so it's supposed to look like you're wearing next to nothing. However, it legit looked like she was wearing nothing. Like, it didn't even out skin tone, it didn't even out her complexion, it didn't cover anything. It just, to me, it was just kind of like, why am I going to spend $30-something on this? At least a lightweight foundation, a light coverage foundation will kind of even your skin out a little bit more. Why? Like, no, like it did nothing. It did absolutely nothing. My sister, who wanted that foundation so bad, was even like, and my sister doesn't wear makeup on it every day. And that's why she originally wanted to purchase it, because she was like, well, this would be perfect for me. The girl at the counter put on the foundation and my sister was like, what do you think? I told her, I said, what do you think? I kind of turned to the side. She saw my bronzer, my contour, my blush, my highlight, my full coverage foundation. And I said, honey, what do you think I think? It's not for me, but if it's for you, that's okay. So my sister's like, no, it's not for me. And that's just, I don't need that. It's not that I don't need it, but I just don't think that it's something practical. I definitely do want to step back from full coverage foundation and kind of let my skin breathe a little bit. But I also want to have something on my face where it's kind of like, I feel like it's doing something. That foundation felt like it was doing nothing. And I just didn't see the point in that foundation, and I don't need it, and I'm just not gonna buy it. Like, is that okay if I just don't buy it? Because I don't want to buy it, so I'm kind of not gonna buy it. I hope that's all right with you guys. I don't want it, so I won't be testing that foundation on a Foundation Friday. I thought about it, and then I changed my mind. So no. Something else that I will not be buying, and I love a good setting spray. Like, love. I will douse my face in setting sprays. I probably have like 15 at this point, but I will not be purchasing the Morphe setting spray. Now, I get it, it's the come to, you know, Morphe just changed the makeup world and took it by storm, and Morphe just made everything better and cheaper and just perfectly all right. And they have MAC brushes for 1/3 of the price, and they have Makeup Forever quality eyeshadows for $2.50. I get it, guys. Morphe's amazing. Okay, that's what they're telling us. That's what they're saying. I've tried some of their stuff. I like their brushes. I do have some of their brushes. I haven't really dabbled heavily into their makeup, but I'm not gonna buy the setting spray. I'm just not. I don't care if every influencer under the sun and in the world is telling me, well, it's an aerosol can and it's gonna spray so evenly and so fine, and it's just gonna be absolutely perfect. And don't forget to use my discount code to save yourself 10%. No, I'm not going to use your discount code. You want to know why I'm not going to use your discount code? Because I'm not going to buy it. Because I'm not going to buy it. Because I'm not going to buy it. I don't care if it's the best setting spray in the entire world. I don't care if it just locks your makeup in, loads it in, and just makes everything absolutely flawless. I'm not giving into the Morphe hype. I will not. I won't. I'll buy their brushes because their brushes are pretty decent. And they're pretty affordable, and I like having lots and lots of brushes so I don't have to ever wash them. So I will give it to the Morphe hype for brushes, but I will not buy that setting spray. Now I am going to buy the Jaclyn Hill palette because I have to, so I'm not, I mean, I gotta give into some hype sometimes, so I will be buying that, but not the setting spray. I mean, this could go on and on forever, but I feel like I was gonna do one of these anti-hauls like a couple weeks ago, you guys. 3 things that were gonna be in my anti-haul last time. I'm so glad I didn't film that video because I ended up buying them, y'all. Like I did, I bought them. So I'm so thankful that I did not post that because I would have been looking real silly. Like, I thought you said you weren't gonna buy that though. But that's the point of anti-hauls, because we get so much from these influencers saying it's so great, we need it, we have to have it, we have to buy it, and it's so wonderful. They're getting the stuff for free for starters, which there's nothing wrong with that. You work hard, you've earned your following, and you've earned the right to be able to do that. But I just feel like for the regular consumer who has to go out and spend their hard-earned money on those particular products, we have to take a step back and we have to think about it, because whether these products are great, they're fantastic, or life-changing, we can't go out and buy every fantastically amazing life-changing product. We just can't. And if you can, I want to be more like you. I really do. I want to be more like you. So it's like you have to take a moment and step back, and I wasn't doing that. So that's kind of when I first saw anti-hauls, I kind of thought they were like, why do I want to watch something you're not gonna buy? That's kind of silly. I want to see all the stuff that you did buy, because, you know, what if I can't afford to buy it? Or what if it's what if it's something I didn't even know was out there and existed, and you telling me and showing me that you bought it is gonna make me buy it. But the more I thought about it, and the more I've been organizing my makeup collection and trying to get it together, the more I'm kind of like, well, I never used that, and I never used that. I used that once. And it was all of this stuff that I didn't need to buy, that I should not have purchased. So then I was kind of like, well, anti-hauls, that's awesome. That makes so much sense. It's smart. So I think it's a lot of fun. I love watching anti-hauls. I felt like I was coming off a little harsh, but it's just kind of like, sometimes you have to do that, because if you're not harsh with yourself, really just sit down and say what it is, you might like give in and purchase things that you don't need. So nothing against any of these brands. Every brand that I spoke about, I own several products from. I support, and I think that they have really, really great products, but sometimes it's just like, it's too much, it's overkill. Like, the market is so oversaturated right now with new release, a new product, a new release, a new product, that we just have to stop and just say, okay, do I actually need that? And a lot of the times the answer is no. If you're me, a lot of the times the answer is, yeah, you do. I really hope that you did enjoy the things that I'm not gonna buy. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below, you guys, and I will see you in the next one.